Would you like to work closer to home, save money on gas, and be rewarded for your hard work and attendance? Then Bellisio Foods is looking for you. That's right, Bellisio Foods is now hiring for multiple positions and shifts with great employee benefits, an on-site health clinic, competitive wages, and advancement opportunities. Bellisio Foods is a company that truly values their employees. Apply online at BellisioFoods.com/careers.
Well, good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. And we are here this morning with a couple of special guests. But to start off our program today, you have Jen over here and Jen over there. Easiest name for me to remember ever. This is going to be so fun. And you know, it was like so strange to me because we had this big build up to Halloween, and then Halloween was over, and then what comes next is the holiday season.
Yes. I woke up on actually the 1st and thought, oh my gosh, it's time. It's time for holidays. I was totally blown away.
Unbelievable.
So fast this year. I can't believe how fast it went.
It has gone very, very quickly.
There we
go. Is that better, Adrian?
Yes. Okay.
Our microphones have gremlins that live within them. And sometimes this one works and sometimes that one works and sometimes you just never know. So, but yeah, no, and you're right. The holiday season, and I include in the holiday season both Thanksgiving and Christmas. And I think some people skip over Thanksgiving. We don't want to do that. Are you one of those?
Yes.
Okay.
My Christmas tree is already up. I'll be honest. Yes, it is.
So I was like looking at Facebook right after Halloween, like that night, and the next day people were putting up their Christmas trees. Are you that person?
Maybe.
Well, who better then to promote a Christmas bazaar than you?
Right.
So no, this is super cool, and it is officially the holiday season. I was up in Columbus. I am starting yesterday and the day before, and I'm actually starting to see, you know, a lot of the places decorating already, and it's, you know, I don't know, in the climate in which we've lived for the past shall we say year or so with the politics and the whatever, I think people just need something that makes them feel good.
Feel happy. Yes, I agree with you totally.
And what is better than Christmas lights or Christmas decor or, you know, holiday stuff?
Yeah,
just
we already
in
have
general.
our blow-ups out and our lights on our house, the whole 9 yards.
Good for you.
I have a 9-foot, I think it's 9-foot Clydesdale, and then where I live on a farm, we have the Clydesdale, we have the pig, the chicken, the cow.
I love that. Are they all Christmassy?
Yes, they are. I know we do have a couple Stitches because my husband loves Stitch, but yeah, I keep growing every year, a couple more different.
Your own little farm there.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yes.
How fun.
It's
all
crazy,
right.
but you know, that's me. I am the crazy one.
It's not crazy. It's fun.
Yes, it is fun.
And you know, it was funny. I was talking with my husband this morning about something stupid. Oh, I know what it was. I was drinking water and I went at the end of it, and he was like, I'm like, listen, I'm just trying to be a kid, man. We all just want to be kids, like at heart, right?
Oh, yes, definitely.
You know how little kids drink and they go,
oh, yes.
He was like, you're an idiot. I'm like, I know. I'm just trying to have some fun. Like,
hey,
life sucks sometimes.
Yes, I agree.
But so the holidays do bring some fun into our lives, and so you came today to talk about something fun happening tomorrow.
Yes,
already, and this is great.
Raised Around Rio is having their 9th annual Christmas Bazaar at the
9th?
Yes.
Already?
Yes. We started in 2016.
Wow.
Yes. I'm totally blown away. Next year's our 10-year anniversary. I'm like, wow. So I'm trying to plan a few special things, but I'm not going to be able to talk about yet because there's surprises.
We could tell you, we'd have to kill you.
That's right. But tomorrow is from 11 to 3 is our annual Christmas Bazaar at the, no, it's not. It's not at the university. It's at the Rio Grande Fire Station, which is close to the university.
Okay. It's in Rio. It's not hard to find.
Yes. If you know where Twinkleberries is, just go up that road, and you're going to see the municipal building on your right-hand side. It's right behind the municipal building. I think it's on Lewis Avenue or Lewis Drive. I can't remember exactly.
Okay.
I know it's Lewis something.
Yeah. So go to Rio, and before you get to Bob Evans,
Yes.
turn right
You'll
and
see
go down some road.
Callie's-
The road. Yeah.
Callie's and Twinkleberries, and you're going to go just a few feet, and you're going to see the municipal building.
Yep. You can't miss it.
Nope, you can't. I think there's a sign out there for municipal building, but I'm going to put out another sign or two tomorrow for it as well. And they're just what are these called? I don't even know. It's like the easel with the thing, but it's like a big
like a
giant
sandwich board.
Yeah, sandwich board. I couldn't
Yeah.
think of the word sandwich.
Hey, that's all right. Again, we've all had a rough year.
Yeah. Just a few people that'll be there. We'll have jams and jellies. I make goat milk soap and herbal salves.
Awesome.
There's dog clothes. A few people bake and whatnot. I'm trying to think what jewelry, crocheted stuffies. It's a wide variety of different vendors that will be there, but they're all my vendors for the market. It's not outside vendors. It's a closed vendor show.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So let's kind of like back up and talk about the market in general.
On 2016, my son, Christopher, was going to the Air Force, and I called Mayor Matt.
Love Mayor Matt.
Mayor,
Hi,
love
buddy.
you. But I called him and said, hey, I know you go to Athens all the time. What are some things I can do up there? Oh, by the way, what happened to that farmer's market you were going to do? He goes, Jen, I'm just too busy. I was like, oh, okay. He goes, do you want it? I'm like, are you serious? He goes, you want it? It's yours. I said, it's mine.
Sure.
6 weeks later, we had our first.
Awesome.
Yes. We only started out with 11 vendors. And then we did our first bazaar that year. It was scary, but it was fun. We've transitioned from this little itty bitty space now on North College Avenue. Now I shut down the whole road on North College Avenue. Some days there's only 10 of us. Some days there's 25 of us.
Okay.
Just depends on the month, the day,
Sure.
and don't forget
The
the weather. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, the weather's been horrible to us this year.
Has it?
Oh, I think we shut down 4 or 5 times for heat and thunderstorms.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. I mean, we're in the evening time. We're on Wednesday evening
Okay. Okay.
from 4 to 7. So heat of the day, if it's above 95, 100, most of my customers are elderly.
Yeah.
I can't have them out in the weather and get a
Absolutely.
heat stroke or whatever.
Oh
So-
yeah. No,
so-
that's not safe.
No, not at all.
Not safe for anybody. God knows we've had some crazy weather this year.
80 degrees on Tuesday.
Yeah. It's weird.
Yeah. I was up in shorts and tank and flip-flops feeding my goats.
Yeah. It's not right. It's November
it's not.
8th.
You're right.
Like, this is strange.
Very strange.
I mean, I'm not complaining because I would much rather it be warm than cold, but 80 in November seems a bit extreme.
I'm ready for snow. I'm sorry.
She's one of those.
I have not been one of those until the last couple years. I'm normally a summer girl. I'm transitioning into a fall girl.
I get it.
And I like to go sleigh riding.
I know snow is fun.
It is.
Speaking of like the Christmas decorations and all
Right.
that, snow is fun.
And it really is. I mean, I hate it because my husband's a truck driver and snow and ice don't mix. But when he gets home, I love to go. We have side-by-sides. We go out and ride with the snow and that. We sleigh ride, whatever we can do.
Yep. And the great thing is if you have all those mechanical devices, you can pull your sleigh back up the hill and you don't have to walk.
Exactly.
Honey, will you come get me on the four-wheeler?
Please.
I don't feel like walking.
Well, I look like what's the movie?
Ralphie's brother.
Yeah, I'm the one
Randy.
that walks like this. I like it, but I don't like to be cold, but I like it.
I get you. I get you completely.
Yeah. Yep.
So, okay. So this Christmas Bazaar will be tomorrow.
Yes, from 11 to 3.
Okay. And so you make the different soaps and things like that. So about how many vendors do you think you'll have there?
Tomorrow we're only having 10. We've had a few of them that are sick and different things. And some of them are on vacation at this time of year. But we're only going to have 10 tomorrow, which is my lowest one ever. But 10 is better than none.
Yes.
And the I call them the fire boys. I know I shouldn't, but I do. They're actually making food, and it'll be barbecue, and they have their own
fire boys.
That's what I call them, my fire boys.
The firefighters.
No, that's horrible. It's Paul Cochran.
No, I get it. That's funny.
And that's exactly what I have them in my phone as, the fire boys.
The fire boys.
It's okay. It's okay. No, I make goat milk soap and lotion. I started it, 12 years ago. Long story, quickly short. I lost my son to suicide on April the 12th.
No,
and then a month later, I lost my dad to a Z-return accident. I went massive depression, as you can tell. And one of my very good friends, she's very dear to my heart, Courtney Lowry, she's like, we got to get you into something and get you focused.
Sure, so, a distraction, if for lack of better words.
So I started dabbling just with soap in general, not adding the goat milk or anything to it. I did that for a couple years, and of course we added salves and things like that, lip balm. And then my daughter she was like that. She lactose intolerant.
Okay.
And somebody said, hey, go try goat's milk.
Really?
Yes, because long story short again, cow milk molecules are larger than goat milk. Goat milk molecules are smaller. It's easier for our stomach to digest.
Interesting.
And it holds the fat and the nutrients better for our skin if you put it in your milk. The milk in the soap. So I got goats for her, and I had all this excess milk because she wasn't drinking it fast enough, and I wasn't drinking it fast enough. And I'm like, what am I going to do? Because it was starting to go bad. And Courtney said, let's put it in milk and put it on our soap. So I started putting it in the soap, and oh my gosh, my skin is so soft. I don't have the winter dry itch.
Really?
After your pool or out in the water, you don't have that dry itch from the dryness of the water. It's amazing stuff. And about 5 years ago, I decided I was going to become an herbalist, and I've been taking online courses with Rosemary Gladstar, Herbal Academy. And there's 2 others, and I just went blank. But anyway, I'm in the state of Ohio or the United States. I'm nothing. I'm just a wannabe herbalist. But if I went to Europe, I could be a healer or a medical woman.
Really?
I have now... I know it's over an associate's degree hour-wise, and I'm almost to a bachelor's degree in hour-wise for, yes.
Good for you.
Yes, I love it.
So here's my philosophy on that. The good Lord, made this planet and made all of us and whatever. And as far as I'm concerned, he had to have put all of the things on the planet that we need to heal.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
I mean, right?
Yes.
Human beings and animals, and we're all this circle of life thing. The plants and everything we all have to be kind of like one.
Yes, we do.
And that sounds really deep, but to me, I always have thought, well, there has to be something out there to help whatever this is.
Yes.
Naturally.
Yes. Normally, I'll just say jewelweed in general. Jewelweeds helps with poison oak, poison sumac, poison ivy, and some other unknown rashes that we've found out.
Jewelweed.
Yes, it's some people know it as touch-me-nots. It grows in wet, damp areas, but kind of like secluded.
Can you find out what that looks like, Adrian?
Jewelweed.
Can you pull up a picture?
It's either got yellow or orange little flowers, and that's why if you touch them, they pop, and that's why they call them touch-me-nots, because they'll pop, explode. It's really cute. I've done it a few times, and I always giggle like a little girl.
Yeah,
I think it's
back
fun.
to being a kid, right?
And normally, if you find jewelweed within so many feet, there's poison ivy. So your poison, the antidote's normally right close by. Yeah, mind blown. Yeah. Yep.
That is cool.
Yep.
Okay. And so it seems to me like I'm so proud of you for doing that.
Oh,
and
thank
you took a horrific situation and made something really positive and wonderful out of it.
I couldn't help heal them, and I didn't know there was anything wrong with Nate.
Yeah.
I did not know, because he normally was very open to me being his mommy, but some things he kept secluded. I had no clue.
And you hear that a lot.
Yes,
I mean,
do.
you hear that
really
most
do.
of the time.
Yeah. There was no note, no nothing. Zip, zilch, nothing. My youngest son, which was the one that's in the Air Force, he was actually in the room when it happened.
Oh my goodness.
It was the craziest thing is when it happened, my brother called so many minutes to my mom, because I was up with my mom and my dad, where he had the zero-turn accident. Daddy had woke up almost to the exact minute that Nate had left us.
That's wild.
Yeah, it really is.
You're blowing my mind a lot today, girl.
I'm sorry.
No, that is interesting.
Yeah, so I couldn't heal them, so I tried to help heal others.
That is an incredible story.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing it.
I'm able to talk about it now without bawling.
Sure.
Sometimes.
Time heals a little bit.
I'm not going to say it heals. It helps you learn to deal with
cope.
It in your own way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yep.
So this herbalist thing, that's really, really interesting. What are some of the cool things that you've learned along the way? I mean, I know there's a million of them, but
Yarrow helps stop bleeding. And the craziest thing.
And all this is stuff that just grows out.
In my yard even.
Okay.
Do you know, I don't know. It's called plantain. It's the little weeds in your yard that has the little sprout that has the little buds all over it. They're green. And the leaves are kind of like.
I'm trying to think what that was.
If you can find plantain. Okay. Get it up and show her. As soon as he pops it up there, I'll tell you.
Okay.
There you go.
It'll be up you won't. Okay, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Okay, take those leaves, the actual leaf, wad it up. You can chew on it yourself or wad it up. If you get a bee sting or have anything like wasps or even the little ladybugs sometime now sting you or bite you.
Okay.
Take that and rub it on it. It takes the sting away.
See, and I would just look at that and think that's an annoying weed in my yard.
But it's not. It's actually a very, very wonderful herb.
You're kidding.
No, I'm not. There's so many things that people like, dandelions.
Uh-huh.
It's a natural moisturizer.
Dandelions.
Yes. I make dandelion soap. I make dandelion salve. I make dandelion tea. I make dandelion tincture. It's a natural moisturizer. I can't say the word healing because I don't. Yeah. Orange is not my color. Yeah. But they are linking dandelions to helping with cancer.
Whoa.
Yes.
That's wild.
And it's a natural diuretic. Dandelion, and it's an amazing little herb that everybody thinks.
So what do? Do you eat it? Do you rub it on yourself? What do you do?
Well, if you want to be a little kid, take your yellow things and you can
we all used to do this.
You can actually deep fry them like you could do it in your.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
Like mushrooms.
Yeah, mushrooms.
I've heard people doing deep fried dandelions.
Yes, just make sure you let them soak overnight so the buggies get out. We don't want to serve anybody buggies.
It's all right. It's just protein.
The tea, you can drink the tea, and like I said, it's a diuretic. The tinctures, it helps with diuretic again, but it also helps with calming and different things like it. Dandelion. If you get bored or you're in a doctor's office, Google it. You'll be surprised at the amount of things.
The benefits to dandelions. Yes. And we all just think they're annoying weeds. Yeah. Did you find the other one, Adrian?
Jewelweed.
Jewelweed.
I have it. I'll just have to put it back on there. Give me a second.
Okay. Because I didn't see it. We'll have to look for that one. Okay. So, and you can find all of this and talk to Jennifer at the bazaar tomorrow.
Yep. I have my Facebook page is Mama Duck's Apothecary.
Okay, love that.
The story behind Mama Duck's, they called Nathan Ducky.
Okay,
and everybody called me Mama Duck, because get the thing. So I'm a Mama Duck Apothecary. The Raised Around Rio they have their own Facebook page too.
Okay, so Raised Around Rio.
Yes.
All right. Did you find it? Let's put that up.
Yep, there it is.
Okay.
You'll see that more out in the woods, wilderness
Wow.
than in your yard. But
How fun.
I do have it growing in our creek bed. beside
Really?
it,
And that will grow around kind of wet places.
Yes, wet
Okay.
places, yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Now you know. You learned 2 things today: dandelions
And jewelweed.
and jewelweed.
If anybody would want to become a vendor, send I don't know how to put it on the screen or whatnot. It's RAR Farmers Market 2016 at gmail.com. And they can send me a thing saying, hey, I'd like to become a vendor. We do not take direct sales. That is like Scentsy, Pavarotti.
Right. Like you need to make it.
It has to be 75%
Okay.
yours.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand T-shirts, mugs, stuff like that. I understand that.
But you're adding your
Fling
thing
to it, yes. But yeah, just contact me and we are juried in now because some people were bringing stuff that was not
weren't.
making.
Yeah.
So we have to have pictures and look and vote and the whole 9
Sure.
yards and stuff. But yeah.
All right, so let's talk about the logistics of the Christmas Bazaar tomorrow. What are the hours and that kind
11
of
to
thing?
3.
Okay. In Rio.
In Rio at I thought I had, it is. It's 241 East Lewis Avenue.
East Lewis Avenue.
Yes, that's the fire department's address. I thought
Okay.
I wrote it down, but I couldn't remember.
If you can't remember, just Google the Rio Fire Department and go there.
If you can't remember it, Google Rio, Race Around Rio. I've got a event on there. It has the address and everything.
Okay.
Yes.
That's amazing. And, everyone's welcome. Is there food there?
Yes, the barbecue sandwiches.
Yeah.
The fire boys are doing.
The
Remember?
Fire Boys. I love that.
Paul Cochran, Matt Neal was supposed to help, but he's going on vacation. So Paul Cochran's actually doing. I don't know who's helping Paul, but
Okay.
there'll be a couple boys there. Yep.
Okay, very good.
Oh, duh! Santa will be there. I totally forgot.
You forgot
Big
Santa?
man in the red suit will be there, aka my husband.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's just. If you want to take a picture with your phone, we're not charging anything. Just come and enjoy with Santa.
It's just good because Santa has a little bit of time right now before, the big day. So he can come and, it's all right.
That's mine.
Yeah.
I don't know what time it is, but something's going off.
Some kind of alarm's going off. But yeah, Santa has some time right now, so he can head to Rio. It's fine.
Yes, he can. Love his little heart.
So if nothing else, bring the kids out to see Santa.
Yes, exactly. And stocking stuffers galore will be there tomorrow.
There you go.
Jewelry, soap, all kinds of things. They'll be there.
Very good. So you can come out to the market 11 to 3 tomorrow in Rio and start your Christmas shopping early.
Yes.
Or it's not really that early now.
No, not really. If some people have already done. So you can
Yeah.
start doing your stocking stuffers. I haven't even thought about starting yet.
No. I can't get in the mood till a little later than that. So
Yeah, around Thanksgiving, but I'm not
Yeah.
a Black Friday shopper.
no.
No. Mm-mm.
Black Friday's the devil.
I agree. I agree.
It's the devil. So, well, we'll let you get out of here. I know that you're busy and you have a lot to plan for
Yeah.
tomorrow.
I'm actually going home and doing the layout and different things for the market thing tomorrow.
Very cool. Well, Jennifer, thank you so much for stopping by.
Thanks for
we greatly
having me up
appreciate
here.
it. And come back anytime you all have something going on.
I may come back in May and do the opening of the farmer's market then. That'd be kind of cool.
We love that.
All right. Thanks, guys. I
Come-
appreciate it.
Come back and see us. All right. Let's have a message from our friends at Vinton County Bank, and then we'll be back with our good friend John Pelletier here in just a moment.
At Vinton County National Bank, we believe in supporting the areas where we live and work. Now, we'd like to honor those who also serve our communities. Our new Community Champions account is especially for first responders, veterans, active military, and anyone employed in the fields of healthcare or education. This account offers rewards, discounts, and other benefits to those who give so much to others. Vinton County National Bank, rewarding those who serve.
All right, and we're back. Here comes John Boy. He's sprinting to the microphone.
I don't sprint anymore.
Don't sprint ever. I don't blame you.
I don't sprint anymore.
But no, our good friend John Pelletier back here in, well, you were in the John Pelletier studio. Now you're in the Lou Davis studio.
That's right. Well, my good buddy Lou Davis.
Yes, that's right. Talked to him, let's see, was it yesterday? I think I had to get his take on the election.
Oh, no.
You know, you all spent many, many years, and we're not going to talk about politics. We're
Okay.
going to talk about election coverage.
Election coverage,
You
yes.
all spent many, many years on the air deciphering election results and all that. And I can remember being younger and being like, this is the dumbest thing. I don't understand why anyone cares. And as I got older, I realized how very important what you all were doing was and how much it meant to the community. And now I find myself doing the same thing, like wanting to analyze the things and whatever. So what did it mean, you know, to you? I know it was a lot of late nights.
Very, very late sometimes.
A lot of stress. I was telling Pete Wilson the story the other day about when the guy took the election results and went to bed.
That's right.
That was really a thing, right? That happened,
yeah.
right?
Oh, yes.
I was like, then I started thinking, did I make that up? But I don't think so.
That was too late. He just took all the ballots and went home.
And you guys are just on the air waiting
We're
for
all
this
waiting
last
for
precinct.
This precinct, and they finally tracked him down.
He was happily asleep.
Yes, he just figured, well, they can wait till morning. One of the things that surprised me when I started, now this is way back, way back.
A few years ago.
Yeah, like at least 50 years ago. It was at election night at the county courthouse was not only a political event, but it was a social event.
Huge social event.
Lots of food.
Lots of food.
I remember Lou saying to us at the day of the election, earlier in the day, oh man, we got to get some food. If we don't carry food in there, they won't let us in.
It's the truth. I mean, it was like a Thanksgiving, carry-in meal.
Yeah, and then
like,
of
it was
course
crazy.
we would get the returns, and then they would take the sheets, a copy of that, and go out, if you remember, and tape it to the wall.
To the wall. Yes.
And of course, that you had those people that were in the offices, and then you had huge people, a large number of people, especially, for each election, if it was really, really one of those high topic elections,
yes,
they would be a lot of people out in the hall giving their wisdom to, sharing wisdom with each other.
but they could do it a little more civilly than we can do it today.
Yeah,
if civilly is a word.
Well, there was always, and we don't see this a lot, there was always talk across the aisle and exchange of ideas. And there were, of course, the arguments. There were some really bitter campaigns, and I remember a few that got ugly.
Yep.
But that was the exception and not the rule. And now it's sort of flipped the
Well
other way.
said. Well said.
But anyway, we made it through, and I was with Matt and Josh at the on the morning show, and I told them that I saw what I feel is the first sign that I know that our country will heal.
Wait, what?
That we're healing, that we're getting past, all of this election stuff. Is driving here, I saw my first outdoor Christmas decorations.
Like festive.
A 10-foot high inflatable Santa and all of the reindeers and sleds around the house.
Love that.
I mean, they're going on, and all of us will too.
Well said. Thank you.
Yeah.
Like the sun will rise tomorrow.
I know. It may take a while, but
Kind of like Annie said.
it'll take a few days. I know that Wednesday morning was awful, and Thursday wasn't as bad, and today is not as bad, and it'll go. I mean,
Yep.
it has to.
Yeah, it does. And
And we always have. I mean,
we
had a bitter election 4 years ago. We had another one 4 years before that, and
exactly.
we've always been able to make our way through.
It's, Dad used to call it political silly season, and that was a really good word back then. Now it's just, I don't know. It's the stamina that you need to have to survive.
Yeah,
This
and
madness is rough.
We see it in the message and the advertising. We see this, but we have to really look inward and say the reason they're doing this is because it's effective. So, in other words, this type of campaigning is our fault. Because,
amen. Yes.
Because we've been responding to it.
Yes.
So hopefully,
if it works, that's why they do it.
That's why they do it.
Yes.
So hopefully,
So shame on us.
yeah, shame on us. So the first thing we need to do is to change from within, and but anyway, that's easier said than done.
I was in, and I know this is not, you're not here to be a philosophizer today, but I was in a discussion yesterday in Columbus with a group of people at a local business there, and the discussion became out of not a political discussion, but a discussion as we're just having about how people have been acting.
Right.
Are people born bad, or is everyone born good? We learn to be nasty, or what do you think? And I was like, whoa, you all are making me think way too much today. Like, are we all born kind of innocent and nice, and then we just learn over time to be nasty? Or are people with survival of the fittest? Just, do we have that within ourselves to do anything that we can to try to better our loved ones and our family and ourselves and whatever? Is that learned, or is it in here? Ooh,
Whoa.
I know.
Okay, well,
this was the discussion I was in yesterday. This is why my head hurts this morning.
Okay, the only way I can answer this is not philosophically, but from what my belief is and it's also based on my faith,
Sure.
is that we are all born bent towards sin. We're all bent. In other words, we're not perfect. But I do believe that if you are around, small children want to be happy. Small children want to be positive.
Yes.
And I really believe that in two ways that we learn this. Number one, I think that we're born pretty much as an empty vessel, and we do learn by what we see, hear, and feel.
Okay.
Okay, that's how we learn. And if we are hear, see, and feel certain things, that's what we learn.
Okay.
But and I also feel that, and this is very important to me, that evil is the absence of good. So what I'm saying is that light always over. I shouldn't even do this. Light overcomes darkness. I'm trying to do it in elemental ways and not be philosophical. Light.
Sure.
Light always overcomes darkness. I mean, we learn that, and we know that, and we see that. It's been proven every day, every morning. So a lot of times, bad things, bad habits, bad people are because of the absence. And it's allowed to happen. It's the absence of light.
Okay.
So,
I think that's great. That's a good way to put it.
And to answer it shortly, yes, I think it's learned.
I do too.
I do too. I think that it is learned, and I think that we are the sum total of our decisions. And especially in my life, my decisions haven't been that great. But
I don't know about that.
well, I mean, just
Maybe in your younger years.
no, definitely in my younger years. But again, I think that's for me, it's an easy answer. It's learned. Yeah. I think that our political views are learned. I don't think we've made our decision totally out of a vacuum on our own.
Correct.
And I think our values are learned. I don't think it's just inherent in us. So yeah, I think that I don't think it's because we're born to be bummers. We're born to be.
And I agree with you
Good.
because of what you said initially, and it's look at children.
Yeah.
They just, through their eyes, is so completely different.
I know it is.
We should all think about that.
That's true.
Yeah. Until you get old and jaded. But anyway, that is not why you are here today.
No.
But I thought it was fun to talk about the election returns and things because as I didn't understand why it was so important as I was younger, I have learned to really enjoy deciphering the political mindset and even in local elections and national elections.
Yes.
So I get it now.
Yeah, and it was a big paper push back then, and from the results that we're seeing trickling in still, it sounds like it's also a paper push out there somewhere.
Kind of crazy.
A crazy paper push, but it was fun.
Let's talk about something fun.
Okay. And one of the reasons I'm here is to remind everybody about our Remembering the 60s concert.
That's right.
At the Marquee.
There it is.
And it's going to be 7 o'clock. The Sonic Rhythm Academy is going to take stage at 6:30.
Yay!
And then we'll start our concert at 7. And all the proceeds will benefit the local Christmas drive. To give you an idea, and is last year we raised about $4,300. Okay. We send that money to Rock for Tots. They're the 501(c) that we use. Just to give you an idea, we sent $4,300, and I got the totals, and about $10,000 or $11,000 came back to our area. So see,
the
Paul,
math doesn't really work on
I
that,
know.
John.
and that's the reason that we put this together to pay forward. Let me give you a little bit of history on this. This all started, this whole crazy idea started when we got the band back together, the Apollos. The Apollos, which we had at high school, Wellston High School. And on my 50th year, my reunion, we decided to put the band back together.
Yeah.
There was one member we couldn't find, which was Joe Click. We looked all over, months and months, and we still haven't found Joe Click.
That's weird in today's world.
It's sad. It was.
Yeah.
So Bart stepped in to fill that void, and
Sure.
Bart stayed with us. Well, Paul Pollard, who was at that time doing what they called the Sugar Shack,
Yes.
and that was the Shoemaker Center at Ohio University in Chillicothe. So he found out about the Apollos getting back together, so he asked us to play,
Yes.
and we did. Now, the Sugar Shack was going on about the same time as Larry Martin, who was the drummer. There was Larry Martin on the drums, John Jones and myself,
Yes.
and Joe Click. And then we couldn't find Joe, so we got Bart. And Larry Martin had a place in the Carolinas, and he would take off like he should, and
Brilliant.
enjoy
Yeah, smart.
his retirement. So that's where Davey Leach came in. Dave came in, and then later on we added our keyboard player, Craig Klein.
Yes.
Who I met through Rotary.
Yes.
And he and Bart played together, so it sort of melted together. Anyway, we did the Sugar Shacks, and after about several years of that, the volunteers. Now, this was a huge event. We try to bring 280 people. They would bring 2,800 people.
Yes.
Into the Sugar Shack.
Huge.
They would have 5 or 6 different 60s bands, and then we played at that a couple of years. Well, the volunteers, like all of us 60s guys and gals, got pretty old, and they decided they didn't want to do that anymore, so they stopped. And so there's some revenue that sort of dipped for Rock for Tots. So that's when we decided, the guys decided to go ahead and do the marquee and to start keeping the money going forward so we call pay forward to Rock for Tots and Paul Pollard and his group. And then he, of course, heard from the numbers, sends much more back our way.
Yeah.
So this is one of the things we're doing is, and the reason why we do this. And so we're hoping that we sell enough tickets that we can send lots of money for our kids for Christmas.
Yeah, not very often do you give $4,000 and get $11,000 back. That's not how that normally works, John.
And
so we'll take it.
And Paul Pollard has been doing this this is his 39th year. It all started with him
Love Paul.
Just doing some music and raising some money and hand delivering all the toys to people he knew that needed some help. And it grew and grew and grew. And he's now helping not only Jaffe and the Wellston Fire Department. He's also helping Big Brothers and Big Sisters, the Sojourners. There's a bunch of other agencies in Ross County that he helps. He's even doing scholarships now. So, and 100% of his money, like 100% of the money we make, all goes to Rock for Tots. Now, one of the reasons why 100% of the money goes is because they've told us, we've asked for money, the guys, the band,
Sure.
but said, no, you guys aren't good enough. When you get good, we'll give you $5. No, we do this because we enjoy it, and it's a good cause. And also, the Sonic Rhythm Academy from the Bart Wiseman Foundation.
Sure.
They'll be playing, but they'll also have concessions, and there'll be a raffle, and we'll talk about that. And all of that money will go towards the Sonic Rhythm Academy.
Love that. And of course, the Sonic Rhythm Academy is something that Bart kind of underground started.
Yes.
I think a lot of people, the people that knew, it's like if you knew, you knew. And after his passing has continued on,
Right.
and through the help of a lot of generous local musicians
Right.
and other folks. My good friend Megan and who was Bart's wife, and many other people along
Right.
the way that have made this work. And it's basically free music lessons for kids.
Yeah. Morgan Washam was a big part.
Yep.
Currently, Jason Hogue is
Yes.
another big
Yep.
part of this. And the kids, one of the things that Bart was trying to do, and is now being continued, is to offer music lessons. You might call it a school of rock, but to offer music lessons and opportunities, and they don't charge anything.
No.
I remember helping
amazing.
Bart. He would bring his drums, his guitars. I mean, he would just bring all this stuff, and the kids would come, and he would start to teach them.
Yes.
And they would, try to get interested in what they wanted to do. I remember the first class I went to, there was about 20-some people there, and there was probably 19 drummers.
Just beating the crap out of that thing, right?
One bass guitar player and a couple guitar players. But yeah, but if you go there now, you'll see keyboard players, marimba player, guitar players, singers. Yeah, I mean, it's grown, and because the kids' talents, once they understand what happens, what can come from within,
Yeah.
it continues to grow. So
does.
it's been a wonderful thing, and
It has been.
hopefully we'll be able to help a little bit.
Love that along the way, and of course help with Christmas,
Right.
for a lot of kids that wouldn't necessarily get it otherwise.
We're going to be doing refreshments this year, thanks to Sixth Sense, and also Gem Beverages.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have refreshments there for them, and I think Megan's going to have some other goodies there as well. We're also doing, and I'm not sure how they're going to do it, but there'll be some giveaways.
Okay.
We'll give away a Ryan Day football.
Whoa.
And speaking of football, there's also a slow cooker that looks like a football for your tailgating needs.
Wait, that's cool.
It's
I
really
love
cool.
that.
It's cool. And then there's a guitar. They'll be giving away a guitar.
Oh, wow.
You'll also let's see, there's lots of different things. Another big item would be this year, with the help of John Darrow from Wellston, we normally give away Trans-Siberian Orchestra tickets.
Oh, fun.
But Trans-Siberian Orchestra won't be in our area until the day after Christmas, the 26th.
Oh,
So I thought that would be a rough time for people to,
yeah.
to pull together. So what we did is we got tickets at a theater in Cincinnati for what they call the Elvis Tribute Spectacular. There is
Fun.
and this is a show that's been very successful all over the United States. John said he went to see it, and it's fabulous. There's actually 3 tribute artists,
Okay.
and they'll start at the beginning of Elvis's life. Then they'll go to the
Brilliant.
middle part where he'll come back in the black leather and all. It's 3 different artists. And then it will end in his latter years. Remember when he became sort of heavy and
Sure.
and had health issues.
Yes.
And go through his life, and it's a wonderful show. So
That is super cool.
we'll have those tickets to give away, and
Nice.
there'll be some other goodies as well. So I mean, and the main thing is that we're asking people to stop by, get your tickets, and it's a fun way to help kids this Christmas.
You're exactly right. And who doesn't want to have some fun right now?
That's right. And it is a fun event.
It is. And the concert is it next weekend?
Yes, it's a week from today.
Okay.
And that's the reason I'm all sweaty and nervous.
That's right. It is on a Friday night. Remember that.
Right.
Football, well, we'll talk with Pete Wilson about that. It may be over. It may not. We don't
Yeah.
know how our local teams will do. But yeah, it will be on a Friday night. You don't have to compete with Ohio State football.
right.
And it is a very fun night to help a lot of folks.
It is. So your tickets are now on sale. You can get your tickets. You can go to the Marquee box office.
Yep.
They're open Tuesday through Saturday from noon to 5. Or you can also, and the easy way is just to go online.
Yep.
And you can get them at marquetickets.org.
That's right.
marquetickets.org.
You got it. And make sure you get your tickets now, because you've been selling this thing out for several years.
Yeah, last year was the first year we didn't sell out. We came close, but we didn't sell out. So we're thinking that there's, maybe they're just getting sick and tired of us. I don't know.
I don't think so. Maybe perhaps bad timing, maybe something else. But, who doesn't love to hear some lovely, fun sing-along music for a good cause?
That's right. And, there'll be some good stuff to dance to. Now, of course, it's hard to dance in the Marquee, but you never know.
Hey, you can dance anywhere.
That's true.
You can dance in your chair.
That's right. Dancing in your chair.
It can do it. So, all right. Well, John, anything
Thank
else
you.
you wanted to talk about?
Not really. I mean,
Now I put you on the spot about elections and
that's
all
right.
that.
No, just we really would like for those people to get your tickets and come on out.
Okay. Love that.
Okay.
Marquetickets.org or just walk in the Marquee and buy your tickets there.
Yeah, noon to 5.
Yep.
Tuesday through Saturday.
Very good. All right. Well, John, thank you so much for
You're
stopping
welcome.
by. You're welcome anytime.
Well,
Come back
thanks.
and hang with us. I won't put you on the spot again. Well, yeah,
You're fine.
I probably will, but
You're okay.
and our good friend Pete Wilson is in the house. And you know what? He has his red shirt on. Do you know what that means?
It's football Friday night.
That's exactly right.
Jackson Ironman.
And Pete Wilson is ready.
I know.
Yes, as one of the voices of the Ironman.
I know. He's been doing that a long time.
Few years.
I know
right,
a
Pete?
long.
John's been singing.
I know. Just as long as I think you've been
I don't
doing
know.
sports as long as I was in. I don't know, not as long as I've been in broadcasting because I started before you were born. But he's been doing this for a long time.
He has been. They have some practice. under
Dan,
their
Dan,
belt.
and Pete.
Dan, Pete.
And of course, if you talk to Pete, it's Pete, Dan, and Dan. But that's
Absolutely.
I mean,
yeah. Hey.
He calls it like he sees it.
You got it.
John, thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
coming in, and we appreciate it. And have a blast next weekend.
Will do.
Yep.
Thanks.
Come on over, Pete. Thank you, thank you. And Pete Wilson is here to tell us some of the latest and greatest on some crazy stories, and of course football coming up tonight as well.
Right, quite a bit to cover there.
Yes.
But we're going to hit a criminal justice story first. That's kind of an unusual one. That it's kind of linked with a not directly related, but yet there is a connection between it and a traffic fatality in Jackson County. Remember on
This is like a movie.
right on October the 31st, Halloween, about just before noon. Unfortunately, tragically, a box truck, Illinois man and his partner, also from Illinois, were driving through Jackson on a cargo delivery to North Carolina.
Yep.
Truck ran off the road just around the Broadway Street exit on there on US 35. The driver was killed and the passenger was seriously injured.
Yes.
Okay, that in and of itself, of course, was an important news story.
Was a story, yes.
But the very next day, there was an arrest made because the man who owned that box truck, his name is Javier Perez, and we have his picture there. There's Javier Perez. He and two other men ended up being arrested for breaking in, for trespassing on the property of Ron's Garage on Athens Street in Jackson in the middle of the night and removing the items from the box truck. And now Javier did have an interest in it because, number one, it was his truck, and he had been paid $4,000 to see that this cargo got transported. You know, it was nothing illegal, what furniture and like that. And
Right, it was like a
appliances.
moving truck.
Right.
Kind of.
He was paid $4,000 to get this to a community in North Carolina. So he went out to get the cargo in the box truck, and he was told that there would be a towing bill of $15,000. Okay, that turned him away initially. He didn't have $15,000 to pay. That wasn't the end of the story. That night, according to Jackson police, allegedly, he and two other men scaled the fence there at Ron's Garage, and I don't know whether they had to break into the truck or not. I think the truck was probably parked on the lock. I don't think the building was burglarized, but they did get into the truck and remove most of the cargo, at least, from the truck and left. Well, of course,
Put it in another truck, right? And left?
they put it in another truck. They had a U-Haul, and they also had a box truck, another box truck similar to the one that wrecked.
But these aren't the guys that were in the vehicle that
No,
wrecked. I mean, one's dead and one's seriously injured.
One was seriously injured.
Okay.
Correct. But they were associates. Mr. Perez had apparently hired them to do the drive. All of them are
do the delivery.
All of them are Hispanic from Illinois.
Okay.
All right, so Ron's Garage discovers the fence cut there. I guess they climbed over the fence, but they also cut the fence
Yes.
too there in the back to get in. They were there, according to surveillance cameras, a little more than an hour, and they removed most of the items. Police were able to trace Mr. Perez to Days Inn Motel, where he had stayed that night, and they found the other box truck, similar to the one that wrecked, and and a U-Haul. I don't know how big that was, but in those items was that cargo, which the Highway Patrol, who investigated the fatality, they were able to confirm that those were the same
That's
items.
the same stuff.
Correct.
Okay.
So Javier Perez and two other men that apparently helped him, they were arrested a little bit later. They found them at Walmart. They were arrested and charged with criminal trespass and criminal mischief. Now, neither of those are felony charges. I guess the feeling is the police felt that it was not a theft because it really was their property in the sense that they had control of it. But, of course, they didn't have permission to get it that way. So right now, their charges are trespassing and criminal mischief.
This is wild.
Mr. Perez is in jail, or was in jail the last time I checked, and the other two men were released. So once again, those are initial charges. We don't know where that might go, but that was a kind of a very weird story there.
And the interesting part
a
is,
two-part story.
did the person get their stuff?
Now that I
Where
don't-
is the stuff?
the police were not concerned with that, on the front end at least.
But
So-
how would you like to be the person like waiting for this delivery and then all of a sudden?
Well, not to make light of it, you can say that Javier Perez did everything he could to try to make the delivery.
I mean, you're right. He went above and beyond for sure.
So anyway,
Weird.
it is. But anyway, that story, Jeremiah Shaver did a good job getting the information, and we will hopefully have that in the next
Okay.
edition of the paper. The cake is in the oven now, so
Okay.
we'll have to see how that works out,
Sure.
but we hope to. We'll have, of course, a lot of election coverage, post-election coverage, a lot more detail than we were able to get on the internet that night.
Yes.
We'll have lists of the voters, each thing that was on the ballot in Jackson and Vinton counties. You can see the actual numbers. We'll have wrap-up stories, comprehensive stories from both Jackson and Vinton County on the elections, on the election results, some interviews with some of the people that were involved. So quite a bit. We'll also have standalone stories with more detail about the United States Senate race and from the about issue 1, the state issue 1.
Okay.
Of course, Bernie Moreno, the Republican challenger, defeats Sherrod Brown, the incumbent,
Yep.
in the Senate race, and then also state issue 1, which was a proposal to do redistricting differently. It failed.
Okay.
So we'll have more explanations on those two things in the paper as well with standalone stories. Veterans Day coming up.
Yes.
It's Monday. Do
Monday.
not forget, sometimes, you lose sight of it when it rolls around the first of the week.
Mm-hmm.
But there's veterans programs and assemblies that's been going on all week and will continue to right into Veterans Day. And we're doing our best to let the public know about that and also cover as much as we can.
Okay.
This morning at 10 o'clock at Wellston High School will be the big Veterans Assembly there, which is school coordinated and done, but very much the community participation. They always honor a certain veteran. They normally do that.
Super
There's
cool.
music. I think all the school kids in Wellston are there. The community is welcome. They gave the veterans a free breakfast. If you were over there now, they'd probably even feed you, even though you're not a
Ooh.
veteran. So they do that at 9 o'clock, and then the program at 10 o'clock, and Jeremiah Shaver is there. And we always cross our fingers when we say we're going to do this because of technical issues, but we hope to live stream that program.
Wonderful.
It'll be on the Telegram Facebook page, the Main Street, or rather the Telegram Facebook page, the Jeremiah Shaver News Personality Facebook page, and the Total Media YouTube page. I think that was his plan.
Yeah.
And also, if that stream goes successfully, it will be posted so everybody can go back and take a look at that if they want. Tomorrow, also in the schools this week, Vinton County, they do a great job in the schools to honor veterans. A program each day at the schools. Today, I believe it's at the high school at 9 a.m., so that's going on right now. At the middle school at 2:40. There have been programs at the elementary schools earlier in each day this week, starting on Tuesday. The Hamden Fire Department, they are so involved in their community. They do a lot of things. They are going to coordinate a Veterans Day Parade Saturday,
Okay.
tomorrow. It will be at 11 a.m. That's the lineup at State Route 93 and Wilcox Avenue. They will kick off at noon, and it will go up 93 or Main Street, same thing in Hamden, and end at the Fox Street intersection. Anybody can participate, but they do want to know you're coming. And the person to contact is John Mankin, who is a member of the fire department. That number is 740-978-3454, 740-978-3454. Okay, we have Veterans Day, the big Veterans Day programs in both Jackson County and Vinton County on Monday here at Jackson County Veterans Memorial Park,
Yes.
Portsmouth and Main Street.
Yep.
The Veterans Service Office will do its Veterans Day program, and the guest speaker, that he really earned his stripes to be able to be the guest speaker. It's Arnold Tripp,
Oh,
the retired
okay.
Jackson County Veterans Service Officer. There he is right there doing what he has done for so many years. He's actually doing a program at the schools there. Well, he will be the speaker. And of course, this is the first year that Scott King has
Sure.
been his replacement, the Veteran Service Officer. So it'll be a wonderful, wonderful program. That is at 11 a.m. at Veterans Memorial
Okay.
Park. Also, in Vinton County, in front of the courthouse, they will have their program. Veteran Service Officer Tim Reed and veterans organizations involved in that. It will start at 10:30 a.m., and the guest speaker will be Vinton County Prosecuting Attorney William Archer Jr.
Okay.
He will be the speaker there, and there is Bill.
Very good.
Bill, as I know him. So that will be on Monday, and we're going to do our best to try to, cover all these things. We certainly want to let you know all about it. We've had articles in the paper. We've hyped it on the radio, and I'm talking to you right now.
Sure.
All right, the Marine Corps birthday party, I told you yesterday, it is Saturday.
Yes.
As the Marines celebrate their 249th birthday. That'll be at 5:30 p.m. at the Jackson DAV. They do want to know you're coming. A nice free catered meal, but they want to know how many to have.
Yes.
It's not too late to call. Call Scott King down at the Veterans Service Office, 740-286-3004. Also, speaking of veterans, in our Saturday paper, we're going to have all this stuff, football, election, community stuff.
A whole lot of stuff.
Right, and we have a whole section, 16-page section of pictures of veterans with information about them underneath their picture. If they didn't have a
That's
picture,
cool.
we still have a place for their information. 16 pages. I don't even know how many veterans are there in there, but it's living veterans, deceased veterans. But we wanted to honor the Jackson County and Vinton County veterans, and so that is a standalone section which we do. It's advertising supported, but basically we do that as a service. It will be a section. It will be an extra section in Saturday's paper, so you want to look for that. All right, we are to football in the red shirt now.
Yes.
The Jackson Ironmen are playing tonight, second round of the playoffs. It's the quarterfinals in Division III, Region 11.
Yep.
The Ironmen earned their right to advance by defeating New Philadelphia last week, 21-14.
Yep.
This game will be at Ohio Dominican University on Sunbury Road there in Columbus. And I want to tell you, probably, this is what a lot of folks think. Jackson may be playing the top Division III team in the state.
Yeah.
Columbus
Lucky
Bishop
us.
Watterson. They are undefeated. They roll over whoever they play. It's a matter of record. If you look at their
Sure.
look at their schedule, they have only given up 27 points all season long. 27
Whoa.
points.
The whole season.
27 points in 11 games. So I think they have a good defense.
I think they
Now,
do.
Jackson is used to scoring nearly 40 points a game, so something's got to give.
Oh my.
But I will tell you this: there is a computer cruncher that called Drew Pasteur that a lot of the football aficionados go to and it actually predicts the scores or spreads of games.
Sure.
Jackson has been favored in every game they've played this year except for Ironton. Nobody beats Ironton.
No.
Watterson, he picks Watterson to beat Jackson by 34 points. Now that
Holy.
I know.
We'll take that as a personal
Right.
challenge.
Now, Coach Andy Hall for the Ironmen is embracing the challenge. He figures the Ironmen have nothing to lose, not going to back off Watterson at all. Give it
Right.
our best shot, and he is playing, that card real much with his team. Hey, nobody's giving you guys a chance, but let's go up and show them. Don't worry, just throw your best game out there.
Yep.
So I will say this: in 2015, Jackson beat Watterson. In 2022, they lost to Watterson, but by only 2 points. But this Columbus Bishop Watterson team, honestly, is considered to be extremely strong. They have beat 6 schools that are bigger than them, 1 Division I school, and 5 Division II schools. And like I say, they have not had a close game yet. So
Ooh-wee.
I'm putting the challenges out there,
Yep.
but it starts off 0-0, and you know what? There's going to be 11 players on both sides of the ball.
That's right.
But anyway, of course, our broadcast team will be there to call the game. It'll be at 7 p.m. The broadcast will start at about 6:30 on WKOV 96.7 FM.
Pete, Dan, and Dan.
Pete, Dan, and Dan. Yeah, we will be there if we
Or Dan, Dan, and Pete.
can navigate our way up US 23 successfully. But also, Eric Landrum, our sports director here, I'm not sure what his title is, but it's important. He has lined it up, even though he had to pull some strings because there's honestly not a lot of room up there in the press box. We're going to be able to stream it too.
Yes,
And
video
this
stream
time,
it.
unfortunately, it's not in conjunction with the school as we have done all year because the school was denied because of space.
Okay.
But we have found a way to do it ourselves.
Wow.
So that'll be, for the community and all the football fans that want to look in on that game.
That's
I
right.
believe it's going to be free. No one told me we're charging for
I
it.
was told that, and if you free plug for 6 cents, I will have it on tonight, God willing, as long as everything goes right.
Right. Okay.
Yep.
All right, well, we have reached the end of our time, and as always, I've stolen some of your time. It's now 10:05.
Hey, it's okay, Pete. We
All right.
always love what you have to say and the fact that you spend your mornings with us.
All right, well, and the last question I had, did you get John Pelletier to do a solo?
No.
No. Okay. Well, that would have been, he's so promotional oriented, that would have been a clincher to fill that place next Friday night.
You're right.
Well, he's used to singing
We'll
with a group.
see.
He's used to singing with a group.
We'll see. It's possible.
I could sing with a group if I was allowed to lip sync.
Yeah, right.
Right.
No, you just sing Oklahoma.
Okay. Oh yeah. Well, I might have to have some of your spiritus liquor.
Yeah,
to be
right.
able to do that.
Exactly.
Okay.
All right. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. And we will be right back here on Monday. Make sure you check the Telegram news and all of the things over the weekend for sports results and all the other stuff as well.
Yeah, the game, because of the print deadline, we won't be in the print edition Saturday. It's physically impossible, but we will have it online, by golly.
There you go. So have a great weekend. We'll see you right back here on Monday, Veterans Day. Bye-bye, everyone.
From breaking news to heartwarming stories, the Telegram is your ticket to the latest buzz in town.
Read your daily dose of local headlines, sports, and entertainment and more in hand and on paper.
Get a print and digital subscription for only $7.95 per month. Delivered fresh every Wednesday and Saturday.
Visit thetelegramnews.com or call 740-286-3023 today.
Don't just read the news, be a part of it.